message has been received.
You're now listening to Wrestling Headline News. News from WWE, TNA, MMA, UFC, and many more. Exclusively by your host, Bad Guy Brandon.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brandon Wrestling Headline News. And today, WWE Series, TNA Series, why, oh why? And that's the big question for a lot of these editorials. I mean, a lot of things that's in the news today is the big question, why, oh why? Starting with WWE Games, WWE 2K15 is missing so many modes, it's a shame. But that is not going to stop me from buying what I wanted to buy, and that is pure wrestling. It's not that, it's missing this mode, it's missing that mode, and everything else. The current gen, which people is calling it the next gen, but the current gen Xbox One / PS4 is missing a lot of modes, such as Create a Diva, Create an Arena, Create a Championship, and is that it? Create a Championship, Create a Diva, Create an Arena, and maybe, possibly, just possibly, Replay mode. As somebody posted a screenshot, especially from my friend, I first learned this from my friend Joseph Collins on Facebook. He showed the screenshot for the Xbox 360, or a YouTube shot of the replay mode not being in the pause screen, which people has led to guess that there is no more replay mode. I don't really use replay mode. I don't. Create a Diva, that's something I use because I want to create like some of my people that I know in real life. But it's kind of messed up. It is messed up. But that ain't the only news we have for you today. Today's in WWE's Wrestle Discussion. We're going to talk about Aaron Rowan saying she's not here, and whose walkout was the worst, CM Punk or Stone Cold. So we're going to talk about that later. But right now we're going to head on a whole new discussion on Brandon Thompson rants. Because I have to go on a rant here. And when I go on my little rants, well, this is a big rant because I wrote all this down like 2 days ago. And it was kind of pissing me off, okay? So yeah. So, should Orton go babyface? Does WWE know they keep saying that the Attitude Era is better than today? Bringing other promotions to the network and more. Okay, so first of all, I've been watching all of the WWE Network specials on Monday Night Wars, highlighting guys like Austin, Rock, Foley, Jericho, etc., and their impact on the business. And I can't help but think a couple of things. One, WWE's presentation of the era, using current stars to put over how great those guys were, their importance in the business, and how great the Attitude Era was, and advertently undermines today's product and highlights WWE's double standard. It is like they saying, remember how great things were back then? People were allowed to be themselves. Nowadays, we can't be. Two, if they put some same effort into promoting the backgrounds, motivation, and desires of the same stars who are commenting on the Attitude Era, Kofi, Barrett, Ziggler, etc., WWE would potentially have a lot more guys that could legitimately be put in main events. What do you think? And do you know if anyone in WWE realized this themselves? You can tweet me at Brandon22122, which I'm going to have to make a new Twitter because I cannot make a tweet right now. It is on lock for some reason, but I can still see y'all comments and y'all notifications. So please answer me that question. What do you think, and do you know if anyone in the WWE realized this themselves? Okay, another thing is, it is painful. You hit the nail on the head. And yes, they know because Stephanie McMahon even said on one of the shows that the best time the company ever had was that era. So they know how they don't make the changes that they know they need. I just don't understand. Sorry to lumber you with another question about WWE booking, but isn't turning Randy Orton face? And to a lesser extent, Mark Henry Hill, a further example of lazy stopgap reliance on a status quo rather than refreshing the product with new faces and ideas? It seems to me that this is an equivalent of putting a band-aid over a gaping wound. How exactly is having Orton as a top as face going to re-energize the product when part of the problem is that Orton, like Cena, has already been on top for 10 years? So, yeah, that's a big question. But answer me that question yourself. But my answer to that is turning Henry makes no sense at all. I agree, they yo-yo him way too much. As for Orton, I am still holding out hope that he doesn't turn full babyface, but rather is a tweener that has heat with the authority and acts on that. The Fat can cheer him on if they want, but he shouldn't change one bit. If he does, it will hurt the whole scenario. He is much better when he is playing the heel that will do anything at any time. It worked for Steve Austin. I mean, and it works for Orton too. So why wouldn't it work? You know. Any truth to the rumors that WWE plans on killing the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view? Yes, there is definitely talk that they will. We reported it on the site a few weeks back that, that the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will be ending. Yeah. Okay, with the WWE Network up and running and the Hall of Fame inductions of Das Caras, Mil Caras, non-WWE talent, do you think it would be a good idea for WWE to run overseas promotions like CMLL or NOAH on a network, provided it doesn't run head-to-head with Raw SmackDown? They could be paid to run it plus sell WWE merchandise at their shows. WWE's vision has always been to own the content that they put on the network. Even if it wasn't right now, the WWE Network isn't making the revenue that WWE wants it to. They will have to pay for those shows, not knowing if they would bring in more than the cost. So, no. I don't see it happening. No. I don't see CMLL or NOAH or New Japan Pro Wrestling being on the network. Of course not. And plus, that's another company, which... yeah. What was the story, if any, for the reason The Rock wore the pants and shirt in late 98, early 99? If memory serves, that was back when he had a minor surgery on his chest. So, yeah. Anyway, we have wasted too many time enough. It is time to go back into wrestling head news. I had to answer a couple questions. That was. And yeah. Okay, so Raw delivers a solid number for a taped show. Now, of course, the November 10th episode of Raw did 3,931,000, down from last week's 4,040,000 viewers. That isn't a bad for a taped show. WWE was also helped out by the Philadelphia Eagles blowing out the Carolina oh my God, I'm not working today. My mind don't want to work with my mouth today. That don't sound right. Okay, blowing out the Carolina Panthers on Monday Night Football as the game only drew 11,305,000 viewers. Okay, so I gotta say, these are some good ratings right here. So it was pretty solid. Yeah, I guess it was pretty solid. It was definitely an up and coming from, last week. So also, another thing that you can check out in the description box, CM Punk update, MMA update that is. Gracie breakdown the following video, which shows CM Punk doing demonstrations of the one-headed guillotine choke. My move. I love that move. With Ryan and Rainer Gracie. Thanks to Matthew Flinkins for sending that along on the PWInsider.com. So we'd like to support PW Insider for being my mic came out. Oh my God. Being loud, right? So, we'd like to thank PW Insiders for being today's insider, basically, on a news story. So, another thing is full SmackDown spoilers from Liverpool, and I suggest you want to skip over this part or just exit out the show completely. Really doesn't matter to me, because right now I'm about to tell the full SmackDown spoilers from Liverpool, England. Okay, so the main event. Stardust beat Adam Rose. Alicia Fox beat Cameron. Tyson Kidd used as a distraction from Natalya to beat Sami Zayn. Dan Ambrose beat Justin Gabriel. Okay, so then on SmackDown, the show opened with Chris Jericho's highlight reel. He had the Authority out and gave them a hard time. So did the fans, who chanted, "Where's our network?" Oh, damn, that's messed up. Vince McMahon came out and addressed the crowd to a big pop. It seemed like the segment was just for the live crowd. Bray Wyatt destroyed Sin Cara. Wyatt that started talking about Dan Ambrose, who came out. Wyatt got away before Ambrose got to him, of course. Gold and Stardust beat the Bunny and Adam Rose. More dissension between them. Goldust and Stardust defeated Adam Rose and the Bunny, of course. So, Dolph Ziggler beat Tyson Kidd and Cesaro to retain the Intercontinental title. Natalya beat Layla. Kane beat Ryback by disqualification when Kane used the chair. The Authority team brought him in the ring to destroy him, but he made his own save and hit Shell Shock on Kane to end the show. So, there we go. So, is this a push for Ryback? Even though he went heel on John Cena? Of course. So, you may have or may not heard this, but The Rock is planning on teaming with Kevin Hart for a new film. Variety first reported today that The Rock has signed for a new comedy alongside Kevin Hart titled Central Intelligence. Hart will play a former high school jock, now a lowly accountant, who gets contacted by a nerdy kid from high school who has grown up to be a contract killer for the CIA, The Rock, and forced into helping Rock attempt to prevent a sale of military secrets. This was the film project The Rock was talking about on Twitter a few days ago, about starring in someone who can pass for his twin. Hart guest starred once on an episode of Monday Night Raw. So, that's another, I guess that's how they got in contact, or, just a little fun fact. So,